All right. What's up, everybody? My people in Manhattan, the Bronx, Queens, or Staten Island, my homeborough, Brooklyn. Back out another video, and this is going to be on Big Ben Roethlisberger. And if last night was his potentially his last game in Pittsburgh as a member of the Steelers. Of course, next week they go to Baltimore to play the Ravens for the regular season finale. And personally, if I was Big Ben, I would hang him up. I would have hung him up after last year. I mean, last year, of course, they were 11-0. They got off to a hot start. Then they finished the season at 1-4, finished the season 12-4 total, and then lose 48-37 to the Cleveland Browns in Pittsburgh. I was like, Ben got to go, but especially after this year, he has not played well this year at all. Like Big Ben, I believe, is what, 38 years old? What is he, 37, 38? 38, 39, maybe 39. And he looked it last night. He didn't like the Big Ben of 5-10 years ago. I would hang him up, but he's had a great career. He is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. He's in my top 15. I don't have him in my top 10. He's in that. I have him 14th, and honestly, that's debatable because I have Drew Brees at 15th, and I kind of go back and forth between those two. But hey, it is what it is. But he was drafted in 2004 by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Obviously, he had one of the greatest rookie seasons of all time. He went 13-0 as the starter. The Steelers finished that 2004 season 15-1. They defeated the Jets in the divisional round, and then they unfortunately lost to the New England Patriots in the conference championship game. The 2004 Patriots are one of the greatest teams of all time. But that was probably one of the best rookie seasons ever. Okay? Then the next year, the Steelers kind of struggle. They go 11-5. They finish as the 6th seed, the wild card game. 6th seed wild card in the first wild card game against the Bengals. They defeat them in Cincinnati. Then they go on the road to play the top seed Indianapolis Colts, with Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison, Edgerrin James, Reggie Wayne, who were 14-2. And Big Ben made one of the greatest plays in NFL playoff history, probably one of the most underrated plays. Jerome Bettis, whose last season, that's what it was. You see him here, the bus. His last season was the 2005 season, so they wanted to win it all for the bus. Because the Super Bowl that year was in Jerome Bettis' hometown of Detroit. But anyway, he fumbled at the goal line, and the Colts recovered. The Colts player was running down the field, and Big Ben tackled him, barely got him, and then he barely got him. The Colts kicker went out to miss the field goal, and the Steelers won 21-18. Then they defeated the Broncos in the AFC Championship game in Denver, and then they defeated the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl 21-10. Big Ben had a ring the second year, and Jerome Bettis, his last stop was in Detroit. That was his final game, the Super Bowl champion in Detroit. And Ben didn't play particularly well in that game. I've watched that game. They've re-shown it on NFL Network. Sometime they'll show it again. It's on YouTube. He didn't play, that particularly well. And if you watched America's Game, the 2008 Pittsburgh Steelers, if you're a hardcore NFL fan, you watch NFL Network, you know what that show is. But Big Ben admitted himself he didn't play well in that Super Bowl, and how he wanted to get back to the Super Bowl so he can kind of redeem himself. Okay? And he did, but we're going to get to that in a minute. Now, this is Big Ben's resume. A 2-time Super Bowl champion, Offensive Rookie of the Year, 6-time Pro Bowler, twice he led the NFL in passing yards. Look, most 500-yard games in NFL history, 4. Most completions in a regular season or postseason game, 47. Most passing yards in consecutive postseason games, 970. Most touchdown passes in a two-game span, 12. Only player to consecutive 6 or more touchdown passes. Only player with consecutive postseason games of 4+ touchdown passes. I mean, incredible. Of course, here is career total. He ranks 5th all-time in career wins, 163, obviously behind Brady, Favre, Manning, and Breeze. That's what that Big Ben, Drew Brees debates. It's close. And the only reason I have Ben ahead of Drew Brees is because Ben has more rings. He has 2. Brees, of course, has 1. So not that huge a gap, but still. But that's another. I'll do that. I'll do my greatest quarterbacks list ever, probably around Super Bowl time. And here he is. He ranks 8th all-time passing touchdowns, 417, behind Brady and Breeze and Manning, Favre, Rodgers, Rivers, and Marino, ahead of Eli Manning and Matt Ryan. And he ranked 5th all-time passing yards with 63,844, obviously behind Brady, Breeze, Manning, and Favre. This was the pinnacle of Big Ben's career. This game, Super Bowl 43 against the Cardinals, which is one of the greatest Super Bowls ever played. It's in my top 5 in terms of greatest Super Bowls ever played, man. This pinnacle against the Cardinals. That last minute game winning drive. He threw to San Antonio, and San Antonio got the big 40-yard gain, and then that kind of gave NFL Films image of Ben throwing to the back of the end zone. and Santonio catching it, tapping his toes down, and winning the Super Bowl. Of course, Santonio Holmes is the Super Bowl MVP with 9 catches, 131 yards, and a touchdown. But Ben easily could have got Super Bowl MVP. There's Ben in San Antonio saying, I'm going to Disneyland. But anyway, like I said, Big Ben is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. He's in the top. He's in my top 15. Where do you guys have him on your all-time list? Is he in your top 10? Is he in your top 15? Hell, do you have him in your top 5? Tell me what you think. How you remember Big Ben? What's his best game? His best statistical season? His best year ever? His best moment? I think most of us would agree that his best moment was that game-winning drive against the Cardinals. But comment down below. Click the like button. Subscribe. Make sure you stay subscribed. Turn on the notification bell. Help your young brother grow on YouTube. All right? See you all.